Hi everyone, I'm Kara Lovehart and I'm here interviewing Eagle Skyfire for the Visions Holistic Expo. This is coming up August 10th and 11th. And Eagle, first of all, I'd like to know a little bit about who you are and what you do, and then we'll get to the Holistic Expo and all the years you've been joining us for this event.
Okay. I myself am a seer. I'm a Native American shaman and traditional seer. So I love teaching people about Native American culture, spirituality, and of course doing the readings that I do that are literally a page of history. The readings that I perform are sanctioned, and they are as they've been for hundreds and hundreds of years.
Can you tell me a little bit about what a reading with you looks like?
Okay, well, the first thing I want to say for Native tradition is that we do not believe in fortune telling. So what we believe in is Great Spirit gives you lessons to learn. But since we have the gift of free will, we also are allowed to participate. So what happens is that I will speak to your guardian spirit, and in turn we talk about guidance, empowerment, and the idea is if you speak of something is to give you the ability to interact with it in a way to create the best possible outcome.
So you're very basically giving yourself that point of information so that person can have healing and more consciousness in their journey and their choices with their information they're getting.
Exactly right. And hence that's the way that we look at it is the idea of being able to communicate with sacred self and your guardian spirit to be able to make your best choices regardless of which area of your life you're looking at.
That's wonderful. So one of the things I always notice about when you come to the expo that you're booked out at least a couple hours into the first day for the entire weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that that's something that, like for anyone who has ever had a reading before, I think that if you're booked and you sell out, that really does show for your gift, your integrity, your professionalism, and all that. But tell me a little bit about how you started reading and how that came to what you were sanctioned.
Okay, very good. And first of all, I thank you for your kind words. And again, my thanks to everyone who has supported me throughout the years. It's such a joy and a pleasure to be allowed to walk by somebody's side and help to give them guidance on their life path. So first of all, I want to say Wanishi, which means thank you. And as it is, when I was very young, I was the kid that I would go into the middle of a reunion and start talking about, what a guardian spirit said, or Aunt Tilly, if you will. And of course, sometimes I would speak about very private things, but being a child, I had no idea that this was not appropriate necessarily to talk about in the middle of everybody, and always with that ability to have a sense very accurately as to what was coming and to speaking to different spirits, whether it be nature spirits or those who have crossed over. So since I was very young, I was trained by my uncle, Ted Silverhand, again, Tuscarora, Six Nation Iroquois, to learn the old way of seeing. So our ways, we didn't have cards or candles or any of this, but the ways that you would see with the prayer fan and again the medicine wheel and the sacred stones. So the training took a great amount of years. Again, he is the current tribal seer. I love him. May he live a long time. I would be next in line. I can wait. And with that, again, I do see, but I do have all of my faculties on the other side. So hearing, feeling, et cetera, but sight being the strongest. So essentially it took many years of being able to understand and to interpret what was being given to me by the spirits, and in turn, bridging the gap from native spirits and culture into your culture. So that took quite a bit of time, but it's a delight to be able to have the span of both cultures.
Thank you so much for that gift you share and the ability to interpret your culture into ours. I think that's really awesome, and especially the educational factor there too. Wow, cool. So you're going to be a keynote speaker this year on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. Can you tell me a little bit about what you're going to talk about as well as your book?
Absolutely. Yeah, so I know, would I be permitted to show the cover of my book briefly?
Oh, gosh, of course. And congratulations,
okay.
By the way.
Thank you. So here's the cover. Thank you so much. And, creating a book is a labor of love. So it is an honor being the keynote speaker. So what the first book is about, because I'm already writing my deadline is coming very soon for the second book. But this first one is Native American Shamanic Teachings and Tradition. So what this is about, it's a very good book for those who are, I'm going to say, beginners, or even those who have been practicing shamanism of some form, to be able to relate it to Native American culture. So what it does is it's really good. It teaches you Well, I guess a big factor that I really talk about in this book is people have the illusion that shamanism is banging a drum and journeying and going off somewhere, when shamanism is a way of being. It's really 80+% of it is being awake like you and I are, and being able to walk with nature and being able to interpret what's coming. So this book, excuse me, is very powerful in being able to reconnect you with nature, sacred self, in the ways of the first peoples of this land. So I'm very much looking forward to it. And I actually have finally, I guess the reason why I'm so excited is before, when I would teach shamanism, it would be in the way of neo-shamanism, which is very popular. It takes a little bit of different cultures, but I could never teach it the way that I walk it. So what's really beautiful is that if anybody wants to really strengthen their spiritual practice, if they want to be able to, in a disciplined way, journey and interpret what's being given to them, knowing your personal power animal and its complement, this is the course that you want to take. This is the book that you want to have.
Thank you so much for offering that. I see shamanism as a buzzword in our culture right now. And for me, it makes me I feel two different ways about it. I feel, of course, you're going to have anything that's trendy. You're going to have a lot of people maybe not being able to honor it in the way that I feel it should be honored, and maybe you do as well. But at the same time, I feel like it's so exciting that our culture is drawn to that collectively. Like it shows so much signs that we're ready to really walk in balance. And that's just what my perspective is. I'd like to hear a little bit about what you have to say about shamanism becoming more mainstream.
Well, I would say to you, and that's one thing that I just want to say to you, that I agree with you 1,000%, 100% with that. I think it's very good because there's so many people that are becoming awake. They're becoming awake that maybe what they're being told, the narrative of mainstream media, is not authentic. This idea that we need, through technology, more and more becoming separate from this planet is unhealthy. So shamanism, the reason why it has such a universal appeal, and one thing that I like to state is that shamans existed around the world, no matter the culture. It's how all of our ancestors were able to thrive. So the idea of getting back to shamanism, for me in a collective way, is people getting back down to their roots. And neo-shamanism, again, as I said before, goes from many different cultures. Traditional shamanism is, again, which I am, is beholden to particular teachings and culture. So the reason being that I wanted to write my book at this time was exactly as you said. You have, unfortunately, people who just want to capitalize and take advantage of the ignorant. And there's so much dealing with cultural appropriation and gentrification, that this is why this book came out at this time, sanctioned by the other elders of the tribes, that this is a time to be able to tell people what shamanism is about: reconnecting with nature, sacred self, connecting with the ancestors in a way that is appropriate, so that when people in specific hold my book in their hands, that they can be confident that this is cultural appreciation. Traditional shamanism, as it has been given to her thousands of years, and the safeties are built in on how to communicate with spirit world and sacred self. So I am very excited with this development, that people want to get in contact with nature and begin to know themselves and their part in the greater web of life.
That gives me goosebumps like all over. That's so wonderful. Thank you so much for listening and following your gifts and doing what you're doing. So as far as the expo goes, you're going to have your book on sale. You're going to offer readings. You're doing the keynote speaking. Is there anything you want to share or tell us about that event?
Okay, very good. Well, first of all, I want to thank Bob. And in time, I was with them, I guess, back in the day, close to the beginning, not the exact beginning, when they used to be in the smaller buildings. So this expo is the one that you don't want to miss. It is really a jewel in its area. It is unique. And I would have to say that Bob and the staff at New Visions do a very careful job of selecting the people who are there. So you can go there with confidence, knowing that you're not getting a charlatan. They're very careful and very selective about it. It's high quality as you go. And what I warn people is, if you really want to get something beautiful and meaningful, say for the holidays, I don't know if you're like me, if I see something that belongs to somebody for Christmas or a new fire, whatever you celebrate, you can buy it there. So this is a wonderful event. Anything that you wanted to know about with wellness, with holistics, with spirituality, this is a very safe environment that even parents can bring kids if they wanted to, because I believe they usually have some activities for the children, and really expand your horizons. You know, that's what I love about this place, is that you can come and touch so many possibilities in an environment that is non-judgmental and very embracing. So this is personally why I love being able to share my gifts there with the readings and being allowed to share my book, because it is such, I believe in new visions. This is the type, if the world could be like this, oh, what a fantastic place this planet would be. So I cannot say enough about trying to encourage people to come. And hopefully they'll come and see me and all the wonderful people who are there.
Wonderful. Those words, I'm sure that Bob really, really appreciate those, and we do as well. And we absolutely do our best to pick very ethical practitioners and professionals. And so thank you for saying that. And it is a place that people come to every year sometimes to just pick up that good vibe that we carry at this.
And there's plenty of it.
Yeah, it's very contagious. So it's a great space. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Do you have anywhere we can contact you, your website and all that information? Because some people who, if for some reason you can't come to the expo, we hope you can. We want you to be able to reach Eagle outside of that event.
I appreciate that. So the best way is eagleskyfire.com. My calendar of events is there, so you can even just at your convenience schedule an appointment if you like at any time. And with that, just put in the information, what it is that you wish. Secondary is Facebook. The reason being is, especially now that I'm writing my second book, I'm basically going to be being mostly a ghost until August 1st when my deadline comes by. So my website, eagleskyfire.com, best way to go. Or if you want to IM me through Facebook or Instagram, again, Eagle Skyfire across all social media.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. It's such an honor to meet you. And I know that we will be seeing you in person very soon. Good luck with your book. The rest of your deadline until we see you on the 10th of August. So.
Yeah, and thank you so much for hosting me. Then I guess finally I should say, if anybody wants to hear me on the radio, Monday, 10 to 11, WCHE, 1520 AM. You can catch it via the click live on their website.com and give me a call. That's another wonderful way to contact me live.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And again, everybody, this is Kara Lovehart interviewing Eagle Skyfire for the New Visions Holistic Expo, August 10th and 11th, 2019. Come out and join us. It's 10th or the 11th or both days, and then Eagle's will be doing her keynote speaking lecture on 1 o'clock on Sunday, the 11th. So thank you again, guys. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Anishi.